There are advantages to killing business ideas early. Let me explain. So, when you're thinking of creating a new company, a new business, new process, whatever, there's you gotta vet everything. Now, I talked in one of my shorts about how legal is secondary, and so you got this new business idea. You think it's going to be really great. You go out and you copyright, or you trademark the name. You patent the process and everything. Well, it's too soon because if you don't have any sales, if you don't have anything else, then you don't do it. Legal is funded by your first sales. So now that saves you a ton of money because there's a lot of people that waste so much money in the setup and not in and they don't prove their operation. So let me tell you about a business that we were looking at and we killed. And there's another company out there called Shadow, and they offer virtual desktops for gaming. And NVIDIA offers another service which is similar, which you can play certain games on it. But the Shadow Desktop, it allows you full access to your desktop, and so you can do things like modify the games, or you can tweak performance and all of that other stuff, which NVIDIA doesn't allow you to do any of that. Both of them provide you playing games remotely as long as you have a good internet connection. And it's not required to have a great PC, which is what's really great about this service, which is that it allows you to play games at a much higher level, a much higher performance without having, a blazing gaming PC, just as long as you have a good internet connection. So they don't have any competition, and I've been using their service for a while, but they have no competition. And so I looked at this and I said, this is a very good opportunity for another business. I happen to know, I have a business acquaintance. We do some business together, where he's hosting, well, I probably shouldn't say how many desktops a day, but it's in the many thousands. And it's mostly for business and everything. And so I'm like, let's do this on a different scale. Let's do it for gaming because there's this opportunity in the market. Well, so we went through a bunch of stuff. It took a couple of months to figure all this out, but which is far too long for me. But when working with other people, sometimes you have to wait on things, and so we got all the costs figured out, and we figured out that we couldn't compete. That this other company has something going on where they're able to reduce costs to get at a price point which is $50 and below for offering this monthly service for a gaming PC. And so it turns out that that the costs on this are going to be much higher on for us doing it. And so, with that said, we just kill the idea because what we've done is we went through a process and we said, okay, so do people want this? Yes. Is there people actually spending money on something like this? Yes. Is there a need in the market? Yes, because there's only one provider of it in the world. And so, can we do this? Do we have the technical know-how to do this? The answer is yes. But then when it came down to all of the licensing, all the programming work needing to be done, servers, gaming PCs are a kind of a different breed, especially in a server environment. Think of the amount of heat that your GPU right now creates, and then think of a whole server rack doing that, and the amount of power, one, that it takes to power all of that, but then also secondary, how much does it take to cool all of that? So, and then there's other things like location. And so, we can get servers placed in multiple places in the United States and everything, and that won't be too much of a problem. But then going international, that's where you got this whole other thing. So, anyway, we killed the idea. And when we figured out that we were going to have to be not even close to the price point, I pulled the plug. So, it's good to pull the plug early. You don't want to be dumping a whole bunch of money into this, like buying a whole rack of servers and, all of these really expensive GPUs and everything, and then figure out that, okay, you've built all the infrastructure, you've made it work, but all of a sudden you're having to charge at least 50% more than the competition. You should have killed it earlier. So, anyway, my advice: kill any business idea early if it can be. If it passes those tests to where there's no reason to kill it, then maybe you have something that's going to be really good. So, take care, everybody, and may you go forth and do good business.